I've been made fun of so much for this head covering that I'm wearing. My buddies say, "Are we going scuba diving?" If my friends don't make fun of me, then they're not very good friends. And yes, I'll take the abuse because it is great wearing underneath the helmet. I've tried many different things. This is pretty old. I think it's a Bontrager. I'm sure there are different variations of this from different companies. But yeah, when it gets super cold out, I really like this. It has to be cold though. Otherwise I sweat too much. But yeah, and then there are a couple more tips that I forgot from yesterday that I wanted to add in today. It's not quite as cold today, but it's still kind of chilly. I mentioned toe warmers, and then it dawned on me after I did the video that some people may think I'm talking about the old time toe warmers that are basically like insulated fabric that goes over your cleated cycling shoes, but I'm not talking about those. Those are also called toe warmers. I'm talking about these guys here. What I do is, and there are several different brands of these. They work great unless they get wet. If they get wet, you're out of luck. So basically what I do is I put these on top of my socks, on top of my toes, and then slide them into my shoes, my riding shoes. They work great. A buddy of mine, he just shared with me that one of the things they're doing when they're skiing is when their hands get cold, they basically buy these or a smaller version of these and put on the inside of each wrist. And that, I haven't tried that yet, but I'm anxious about trying that when it really gets cold, because what happens to me a lot of times, my index finger is out all by itself. That's the way it should be if you're using good braking technique, and that index finger gets super cold. The rest of my hand's fine, but the index finger gets cold. That's a problem I run into. And then, of course, if you get cycling gloves where your index finger is next to your middle finger to keep them warm, kind of like a claw type of glove, you can't hold on to the bars nearly as well. The hand is just not made for the index finger and the middle finger to be working together. You lose too much grip strength because of the way the tendons are in your arms. So I wanted to clarify that. Those are two things that I learned that I wish I'd have known years ago. The other thing that I've learned, the other thing I wanted to just put a little detail on was I said I only use goggles when it's really, really cold to keep my eyes from watering, or really, really dusty. I'd add one more thing, and that is when the pollen comes out. I've never lived in a state that has so much pollen that I realized, besides Alabama. I mean, Alabama, the yellow pollen, you can just see it in the air, and you can see it all over your cars. And so I definitely wear goggles when the pollen is really, really bad, because it just tears my eyes up. So that would be another reason to wear goggles. Really, really cold, a lot of pollen, really, really dusty, really, really muddy. But other than that, I don't wear goggles. All right, hope those are helpful. I learned those the hard way over the years.